Here's the answer video for assignment number 7, equation with fractional exponents, day 2. It's the even numbers on this worksheet, so here we go. The first question, number 2, was y to the 3/4 is equal to 125. So we already have that exponential, fractional exponent isolated. So we raise both sides to the reciprocal exponent, and the reciprocal of 3/4 is 4/3. So we raise both sides to the power of 4/3. Power raised to a power, you multiply them, and when you multiply reciprocals, they wipe out. So we get y is equal to 125 to the 4/3, which is the cube root of 125 to the 4th power. The cube root of 125 is 5, and 5 to the 4th power is 625. For number 4, it's 2a to the negative 1/4 power is equal to 12. Now just the a is being raised to that power of negative 1/4. So we have to isolate the a by getting rid of that 2. We divide both sides by 2. We get a to the negative 1/4 power is 6, because 12 divided by 2 is 6. We take the reciprocal of negative 1 over 4, which is negative 4 over 1, or just negative 4. So we raise both sides to the negative 4th power. Sorry about that. Power raised to a power, you multiply. Multiplying reciprocals wipes it out, so we get just a. A is equal to 6 to the negative 4th power. 6 to the negative 4th power is 1 over 6 to the positive 4th power, which is 1 over 1296. Number 6, we have 2b to the negative 1/3 power plus 5 is equal to 15. We've got to get this b to the negative 1/3 power isolated. So first we subtract 5 from each side. We get 2b to the negative 1/3 power is 10. Divide both sides by 2 because only the b is being raised to that power, not the 2b. So we divide both sides by 2. We get b to the negative 1/3 is equal to 5. Then we raise both sides to the reciprocal power. The reciprocal of negative 1/3 is negative 3 over 1. So we raise both sides to the power of negative 3. Power raised to a power, you multiply. And when you multiply reciprocals, they wipe out. So we get just b. b is equal to 5 to the negative 3rd power, which is 1 over 5 to the positive 3rd power, which is 1 over 125. For number 8, we have negative 4s to the negative 3/5 power minus 1 is equal to 31. So again, we have to get that s to the negative 3/5 isolated. So we add 1 to each side. We get negative 4s to the negative 3/5 is 32. Divide both sides by negative 4 because only the s is being raised to that power, not the negative 4. It's not in parentheses. So we divide both sides by negative 4. We get s to the negative 3/5 is equal to negative 8. We then raised both sides to the reciprocal power. The reciprocal of negative 3/5 is negative 5 over 3. So we raise both sides to that power. Power raised to a power, we keep the base, we multiply the exponents. When you multiply reciprocals, they reduce to 1, so we get just s. S is equal to negative 8 to the negative 5/3. So it's 1 over negative 8 to the positive 5/3. Then that just becomes the cube root of negative 8 to the 5th power, which is negative 1 over negative 2 to the 5th power, which is negative 1 over 32. For number 10, we have w plus 1 to the negative 1/3 power is equal to 2. So this is the start of where we had problems, okay? You'll notice we cannot get that w by itself yet because w plus 1 is being raised to the negative 1/3 power. So we have to get rid of this negative 1/3 power in order to work with what's inside the parentheses. So how do we do that? We raise to the reciprocal exponent, okay? We have negative 1/3. The reciprocal of that is negative 3. So we're going to raise both sides to the power of negative 3. We have a power raised to a power, so we multiply them, and since they are reciprocals, they wipe out, so we're left with just the w plus 1. 2 to the negative 3rd power is 1 over 2 to the positive 3rd, which is 1 over 8. So we get w plus 1 is equal to 1 over 8. So we subtract 1 from each side, and we get w is equal to 1/8 minus 1. How do we subtract with fractions? We got to have common denominators. So 1 just is the same thing as 8 over 8. We get 1 over 8 minus 8 over 8, which is negative 7 over 8. For number 12, we have 2 times the quantity v minus 1 raised to the power of 3/4 is equal to 16. We cannot distribute the 2 inside here because of this exponent. Okay, we need to get rid of this 2 first, so we have to divide both sides by 2, and then we get our v minus 1 to the 3/4 power is equal to 8, because 16 over 2 is 8. Then it becomes just like the previous problem, where we raise both sides to the reciprocal exponent. The reciprocal of 3 over 4 is 4 over 3, so we raise both sides to the 4/3. Power raised to a power, we multiply them. When we multiply reciprocals, they reduce to 1, so it goes away, and we're left with just v minus 1 is equal to 8 to the 4/3, which is the cube root of 8 to the 4th power. The cube root of 8 is 2. 2 to the 4th power is 16. So it becomes v minus 1 equals 16. We add 1 to each side, and we get a final answer of v is equal to 17. For number 14, we have 5x minus 2. That whole quantity is being raised to the 5/3 power. We then subtract 1. That's equal to 31. So we've got to get this exponential term all alone. So we add 1 to each side. We get 5x minus 2 to the 5/3 power is equal to 32. Then we raise both sides to the reciprocal exponent, which is 3/5. And then power raised to a power, you multiply them. And when you multiply reciprocals, they reduce to 1. So we just have 5x minus 2 is equal to 32 to the 3/5. That becomes the 5th root of 32. That whole quantity is being cubed. Well, the 5th root of 32 is 2, because 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 is 32. And then 2 cubed is 8. So 5x minus 2 is 8. We add 2 to each side. We get 5x is 10. Divide by 5, and we get x is equal to 2, which is our final answer. And number 16, we add with a pretty easy one, which is the 4th root of y cubed is equal to 27. We just convert it into exponential form, so this becomes y to the 3/4 is 27. Raise both sides to the reciprocal exponent, which is 4 over 3, and we get y is equal to the cube root of 27 to the 4th power, which is 3 to the 4th power, which is 81. And there you go. If you have any questions, just let us know. Have a good day.